Right. So hari ni topik kita akan cover derivatives of trigonometric functions, exponential functions, logarithm functions, and also inverse trigonometry. Okay. And then the learning outcome for today's lecture will be students should be able to understand the derivatives and its function, and also solving mathematical problems within these topics. Alright. So student, okay, now we want to have a look at how we derive the trigonometric functions, right? As you can see here, okay, f prime x, okay, for example, f prime x is apa student? What is f prime x? It is a dvdx lah. If you remember, kalau in this case, d fx over dx, okay, equals to limit f x plus h minus fx over h. Okay. Okay, for example, now we want to find sine. Okay, a derivative function of sine. Right. So now we put limit sine x plus h minus sine x over h. Okay, we suppose that fx is equals to sine x. All right. So how does these derivatives come to here? Okay, this is because we use trigonometric formula. Okay, what is trigonometric formula? Okay, trigonometric formula ni nanti esok I will give you some one asynchronous class for you, and then you will find out what is the trigonometric formula. But today I will share with you how to come to this equation is by sine x plus h is equals to sine x cos h plus cos x. Oh no. Cos x sine h. Okay. So this is how it end up here. Okay, minus sine. Okay, kalau if you see there's mistake, there's a typo mistake here, right? This should be what? Okay, if you can see here, this should be cos x sine h. Okay, tapi yang kat bawah ni semua dah betul. Kat sini yang salah. Okay, in your notes tu salah. Nanti I will amend it. Right? So now from the trigonometric formula, okay, you will end up here. So from here, you rearrange and you get limit sine x cos h minus x over h plus limit h approaching 0 sine h cos x over h. All right. Now from there, okay, as you can see, limit sine x, alright, dia buat keluar limit sine x ke depan. Why? Because limit sine x is according to this, h approaching 0, kita nak ambil h saja. So limit sine x ni, they treat it as apa? As a constant, right? So yang tinggal kat belakang ni limit h approaching 0 cos h minus 1 over h plus limit sine h over h limit h approaching 0 cos x, right? Now limit sine x is still here, but cos h or cos 0 is equal to 0, right? Hence times 0, right? So now this is 1, okay? Sorry, limit cos x is 1, limit sine h over h is, apa ni saya ajar kesusahan kat awak. Limit sine h over h approaching 0, sine 0 is 1 times dengan limit cos x. Right? So 1 times limit cos x. So limit h approaching 0 cos x. So the derivative of f prime x is equals to cos x. Okay? So now we have a look at cos limit theta approaching 0 cos theta minus 1 over theta is equals to 0. Limit theta approaching 0, sin theta over theta equals to 1. Macam mana, how do you end up to get this? Okay, this is will be in your asynchronous class. Okay, tomorrow, right? Okay, next. Derivative of the trigonometric functions, right? So, given that d sin x over dx is equals to cos x, d cos x over dx equals to negative sin x, okay? This, I think this table, you can get it anywhere in the internet lah, over the Google lah, also over the textbook, right? D tangent x equals to secant squared x, and so on and so forth, okay? I will share with you how to get one of the proof. For example, how to get d tangent x over dx, all right? Let me share the whiteboard first. Okay, so now given that, how to prove, right, tangent x, right? So now tangent x is equals to sin x cos x. Okay, do you still remember this? Student ingat tak benda ni? Ni very basic lah for the trigonometric functions or trigonometric formula. Okay, now d tangent x over dx is equals to d sin x over dx. Okay. Sin x over cos x. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? Okay, ingat we have learned before the rule, product rule and also the quotient rule. So this one obviously you need to do the quotient rule, which is v du over dx minus u dv over dx over x squared. Kan? If you still remember lah, you have to remember cos x minus sin x over cos squared x. Sama dah. Okay. Okay, how do I end up to this? Okay. Masuklah. Give this v, this u, and then you put it in this formula and then you end up with this. Alright. So now you will get cos squared x plus sin squared x divided by cos squared x. Alright. And then this is apa? Kalau sudah ingat, also trigonometric formula is equals to 1. So it will end up 1 over cos squared x or secant secant is secant squared x. Okay? Okay, student? Boleh? Right? So this is where you can end up. What is tangent x derivation or differentiation or derivation? Okay? Ini cara dia how to prove it. Okay? Sharing saya. Okay, so moving, so after this, if I ask you a question, how to please derive cot x. Okay, so you boleh guna the trigonometric formula and then do it slowly and then you will get the answer, cosec squared x. Macam tu juga apa d sec x. Okay, and also cosec x. Alright, so now, okay, how, please evaluate each of the following limits. Okay, so in this class, I will show you A to C. Okay, for your online homework, you will need to do D to F. Okay, student? So now, how to find the first one? Sin theta over 6 theta. Given that limit theta approaching 0. Macam mana nak buat? Okay, so this is how. Harap-harap student dah bangun tidur supaya boleh fokus apa yang saya nak tunjuk ni. So the first one is 1 over 6 sin theta over theta. Okay, macam mana saya buat 1 over 6 sin theta over theta? Because 1 over 6 is the constant. So you take out the constants to the front of the equation, and then you can finally find the answer lah. Limit lah kat sini, theta approaching 0. So when sin theta approaching 0, sin 0 is equals to 1. So now 1 over 6 times 1 is equals to 1 over 6. Senang kan? Okay, memang senang. So hence you can answer D to the F tu dengan keadaan yang cepat. Saya sebenarnya, my intention is to give you some quiz today, D to F. But I feel that this is not fair for your friend who doesn't have a good internet connection. So dia akan nanti ketinggalan. So I give you this question D to F dengan ada several question in this slides for you to answer, and then for you to learn asynchronously tomorrow 9 to 10, and then you can submit it probably before 12 afternoon tomorrow. Okay, tapi in this class you kena fokus lah apa yang saya akan tunjuk ni. Okay, so for those yang internet dia keluar masuk, saya nampak kat sini ni ada keluar masuk ni, saya tahu internet dia tak stabil. I will try my best to upload my YouTube video as soon as possible, at least today, and then you can rewatch this class, this lecture today, and then try to answer the question tomorrow. Okay, so the second one, B. Okay, B ni trick dia adalah, okay, sin 6 over x, sin 6x over x. So how we are going to do this is by, okay, if you can see here, the sin 6x ni over x ni, kita nak menyamakan dia, or we want to make it the same, right? We add 6 in front so that this and this is the same, right? At the same time, we need to add 6 kat depan. Okay? So now you understand the logic? If we add 6 kat bawah ni, at the bottom here, we need to add 6 at the ni lah, at the pengatas bahasa Inggeris apa, saya tak ingat dah. Saya tak ingat lah. Okay. Okay, so that if you cancel it, you can get 1, 1. So why you put 6 here? Because you want to make it uniform. So it's easier for you to answer this question. Okay, so now mana ni dia punya ni? Oh, tak ada. Okay, so now we put it back 6 here. 6 and 6. So we will have apa? 6 sin 6x over 6x, right? Okay, so this 6 we can take it out to become a constant, right? So when we get a constant, it's easier for you to answer this question, right? So it will be 6 limit 6x or sine, where's my sine, over 6x, x approaching 0, right? So now you can answer your question, okay? You can answer your question just like this one, all right? So now 6, okay? To make it easier, you let theta equals to 6s. So here you become 6 limit theta approaching 0. You will have sine, sebab ni dah macam ni, right? So you will have sin theta over theta. Okay, this is the same like this one. So now you will 6 times 1 is equals to 6. So this is the answer for B. Okay, so you have the answer for A and also B. Okay, is there any question here? Ada question apa-apa? Do you have any question? Okay, tak ada. Kalau tak ada, saya nak padam. Sebab saya nak tunjuk yang C pula. Tak cukup tempat ni. Okay. Okay, moving on to question C, right? Limit x over sine 7x. Okay, just like the previous question, like in B, but you have to twist it a bit, just a bit. Okay, so for the x over sine 7x, we also can write it as 1 over sine 7x over x. Betul tak, student? Okay, that is what you need to twist it. Because here, if you x ni, if you letakkan balik kepada the keadaan asal, it will be x over sine 7x. Alright, so this is the same. Okay, now 1 over sine 7x. Okay, so we find the limit there. Limit x approaching 0, 1 over sine 7x over x. Alright, so at the first and at this case, okay, you will answer it as limit 1 x approaching 0 divide by limit sine 7x over x as x approaching 0. So how to find this? Limit sine 7x over 7 ni, buatlah macam ni. Tadi kita dah dapat jawapan dia 6 kan? So in this case, if you calculate slowly, relax and then try to understand the logic of this derivative formula, you will get 7. Okay, because atas ni dah 1, bawah ni 7, so this is 1 over 7. The answer for C is 1 over 7.